Hello again, folks. Money Rider lads here. We got some great racing again this weekend, most notably the Cheltenham November meeting. We've all picked a couple again for you. We've gone across a couple of days, so we'll have a couple for tomorrow, maybe a couple for Saturday, and then the boys might even have some more choices for Saturday, so they'll maybe give us them and keep an eye on Twitter for them. So then, lads, looking forward to it?
Yeah, back at the home of jumps.
Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. Some more races
Easysland versus Tiger Roll.
Some really big races coming up. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, all right. Well, let's get cracking then. Let's go with you today then, Mark. Go on in. Who do you like?
Yeah, okay. I've got two selections for Friday, so I'm going to kick us off here with the Ballymore Novice Hurdle. I've gone with the 3-1 Grand Mogul for Nicky Henderson and Nico de Boinville. So we'll start with Nico de Boinville. He's been in superb form as of late. Had a few classy winners at Sandown back on Sunday. But it's in a very tough race. 11 to 10 favourite, Does He Know, who's bidding for a hat-trick with a couple of good winners lately. My biggest fear would be Team Skelton with Wild Romance, which I think is a great shout, 7-1. But Grand Mogul last one at Chepstow last time out, a 9-4 favourite, travelled really, really strong and won comfortably to Only the Bolds, who finished second in that race. Nico de Boinville say he's had a good start to the National Hunt season so far, as well as Nicky Henderson. 6 years old, will go off at 11 stone, so I feel that's a great chance for me. So that's my first selection.
Okay.
I've kept that one nice and short and sweet because I like to really talk about this next one here. I'm sure you guys are probably going to know I'm going to mention. But it is the 3 o'clock. It is the Glenn Farkle's cross-country handicap chase. And I've gone for the mighty Tiger Roll. You guys don't really look surprised by that. Yeah, look, it's a head-to-head, which I think everybody's been looking forward to seeing again.
Yeah.
Since the race back in March between himself and Easysland, who goes off at the 8-13 well strong backed favourite.
Yeah.
It again goes off at top weight at 11 stone 12 Tiger Roll. Is 4 pounds heavier than Easysland, who'll go off at 11 stone 8, and also there's a 4-year difference in age. But Gordon Elliott is on fine form this season, and Robbie Power has also been booked for this ride, which I think is a very, very interesting call. But we can't say
you're not got an issue with that?
No, I've not got. I always feel that a change in jockey could sometimes be the key to victory. I think preparation for Tiger Roll last year didn't look comfortable, and Easysland to me had the race in the bag from a long way out. I was absolutely gutted seeing that race. I'm sure as probably a lot of people were. Easysland is the horse to beat.
There is no doubt. I wasn't that guy. I was waiting for the Bet365 to pay me out, but
there's a few people that was happy on that one.
Yeah,
but we can't take away Tiger Roll's form. You know, obviously it's been disrupted a lot. Obviously wanted to go for a third Grand National, but it is a 4-time winner at Cheltenham, so it has the will to win.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And yes, Sean.
A 5-time winner, I believe, at Cheltenham.
If it is, it's my apologies on that one, Sean. I will change that to a number 5. So let's hope
you are talking to the vice chairman of the Ed Chamberlain fan club.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm just saying.
I'd have to say I'd have to apologise to Ed Chamberlain as well. Then, if I've got my numbers mixed up, I'm sure you can pass my.
I'm sure he's watching.
Can I just ask a question, Mark? Though, do you think that Tiger Roll needs to win on Friday? Does he need to win that cross country? Because I've had a few disagreements about Easysland. I love to see there's a couple of comments saying Easysland. I want Easysland to beat Tiger Roll. Does Tiger Roll need to win it?
That's a big question. In my honest opinion, by what Tiger Roll's achieved, no, it doesn't. But going by performance against Easysland back at Cheltenham in March, then I'd say not only would Robbie Power want to win on Tiger Roll, Not only would Gordon Elliott want Tiger Roll to win, but I think if I'm being really truthful on this, yes, I would say Tiger Roll would need to win this race for a confidence boost, which I'd say I'll see by Sean's reaction, he probably would not agree as much. That's why, the record speaks for itself. 5-time winner at Cheltenham. If I can just correct that one, Sean, and a 2-time Grand National winner. I feel the preparation to win this race it would need for then to get itself built up to go on and prepare itself for what we hope is a 3rd Grand National triumph next year. Sean, I just see by your reaction that you may not agree with that.
Let Sean have a retort. Go on in, Sean. Or,
I'll be honest, Mark, I do not completely disagree. I just think that, like Jamie said, will we see Tiger Roll after this season? Doubt it.
No.
So does he owe us anything at Cheltenham? Not at all. Not at all.
I would say, I'd say definitely not at all
yeah,
at Cheltenham.
I mean,
no.
I don't think it. Look, Tiger Roll started the season off last year at this course, carrying the same weight and come 6th. So it proves that it doesn't. It's not that this race is irrelevant, but this race is not vital for where they're aiming for. They would probably go back, depending on how he gets on Friday in March. But if he does get beat out of sight on Friday, which owes nothing in defeat, he's heavier in weights. He's 4 years older. He's 5 times he's gone up that hill and won. 6 times, with the defeat, I believe. So, like Jamie was alluding to off before we started recording, that the Grand National is the key. That's been there, done that, got the T-shirt multiple times at Cheltenham. Doesn't owe the course, doesn't owe the fans up that hill anything. It's that Grand National. Let's be honest with you, with the Giggins Town winding down, I suppose, over the next couple of years.
Yeah, supposedly so. Yeah.
To have another, to get that last Grand National would be sealing what was a glittering career for that horse. And from my point of view, I would love, like I say, one of mine for the Friday was obviously going to be Tiger Roll. We'll always follow that to the hill. Will he win on Friday? I wasn't overly pleased with the Robbie Powell booking. I don't see there probably wasn't many options. I just don't think that maybe it's gone to plan for Robbie over here, because he obviously chose to stay over here with the Tizzards, with lockdowns and with restrictions from to and from Ireland. It hasn't. I mean, it is now this time of year where Tizzard will kick on, and he tends to have a good run of form. So maybe he'll come into his own. I fully appreciate that. With the combination of weights and age and jockey bookings and Easyland being as good as he was last year, just don't see it for Tiger Roll this year. But I don't think he needs to. Personally, from my point of view, as a fan of that horse, I don't think he needs to. I won't be gutted if he doesn't. But there's also in that race, is it Potter's Corner?
Yes.
That's also been running well. And that's also running off 10 stone 6, 10 stone 5. So that's, that's over a stone in weight there as well.
6,
and I believe that Potter's Corner is a younger horse as well. So, it's going to be difficult for Tiger Roll.
Same age as Tiger Roll, actually.
Oh, same age as Potter's. But
so Easyland's the one with age on side.
A question to you, Sean, is obviously going on to Tiger Roll. If Tiger Roll was to not even finish in the top 2 and to have that much of a, I wouldn't say dreadful or poor performance, but just didn't run to its potential, can you still see Grand National still being the key, no matter what the results are?
Yeah. Again, this is his first time over jumps this season, and it has been a long time out because of lockdown. That flat run was irrelevant. Of course he was going to this is a horse that isn't used to being in the stalls. Like a lot of them, this is his first time. Yes, he reared up, and yes, he lost about 400 lengths, but still made up ground or whatever it was. This is still his first run over any sort of fence this season. So I don't think he'll lose anything in defeat, and I will still heavily back and expect him to be thereabouts in the Grand National.
Yeah, 100%.
Fair enough. Right, so go on in, Sean. You probably don't really need to say much about your first choice there. I think you've just sort of said it all in response.
Yeah, I don't need. I can promise you, I can go on. Like we said, we'll kick these for about 20, 25 minutes. I reckon I could do about 25 hours on Tiger Roll, and I just yeah. My other one there of value, what I do feel will do well and hope to win, is the combination of Gary and Josh Moore in the 150, the handicap 2 mile chase. Beat the Judge. Last time out was beaten by Rouge Vif, who was just at Cheltenham, who was absolutely incredible. I mean, we all spoke about it. I believe, Mark, you picked that out, and we spoke about how good he got round there. And I think he was only about 8 lengths behind in third, beat the Judge. Didn't jump the third last too well, which did hamper.
Well, it didn't help that Rouge Vif just pinged everyone, though, did it? So.
Yeah, it was never going to get to the eventual winner. But I feel behind him were a lot more in that race. Dickie's ride on the slopes. Ballywood's in there for Alan King, I believe, who beat the Judge was in front of. I don't see anything of Rouge Viv's class in this race. I could be wrong, but I think as long as his jumping is a little bit sharp, I think beat the Judge at 5-1. For me on the Friday is a good shout in the 150. Yeah.
Given our, like say, given the fact that there was not a lot that anyone could have done about Rouge Vif that day.
No, they weren't. The horse
that does look winnable for him, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does indeed. 5-1's a decent price. Like I say, there's a lot in there with On the Slopes, Ballywood. There's a few more that I know are in there, but I don't. Again, as long as the jumping is a little bit sharper, because that seemed to have let him down in the final when it needed. If that's a bit sharper, I see that he'll be bang on there coming up to the last. Okay,
all right, fair enough. All right, well, obviously that's a couple for you then. That kind of, backtrack a little bit. My first pick is on the Friday. Is Easylands. I think with you lads have said most of it really, but just given the fact that Tiger Roll's got other priorities, and given the fact that Tiger Roll was the only horse near him to put a glove on him last time he ran there. Same jockey, JP stayed at the same stable. Do you know what I mean? I just think that if he could beat Tiger Roll that well, then I can't really see anything else doing that. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if they can't beat Tiger Roll and Tiger Roll couldn't beat him, I just don't see anything really, unless there's a big surprise. For me, it's always a risky move to say odds on favourite, but I can't see it getting beat unless Tiger Roll really ramps it up, as you say, maybe unexpectedly. But it's
as Sean said, Potter's Corner, that's been jumping really.
Yeah, it is a danger. I grant you that. I think you'd be foolish to say that's not a danger. I've even put it on my notes. The danger there is an outside danger, and that could be Potter's Corner, but. Obviously, the national running is still a bit different to a cross country in some respects. I know, obviously I know they're distance courses, but they're not quite the same. And I think it takes maybe something a bit different to win that, to win a national. For me, I think Easylands really should win. I can't really see it getting beat. Tiger Roll. Yes, we all know what he's done, and Sean said doesn't know anybody anything. But we also know that if he's sort of on fire on the day, then there's every chance he can put it up to him, and it will be a race. And then and then you would maybe say from the outside of that, and then possibly you might say Potter's Corner's got a chance, given what he's done in the past. So for me, the first one is. It's going to be Easyland. I know it's a bit of an obvious one, but been following it really sort of since that that breakthrough run where it won very convincingly and JP picked it up. So I'll stick with. And then my second choice is actually going to be one for Saturday. I'm going to go with Captain Tomcat. He's in the 325 Paddy Power handicap hurdle now. I originally thought that he might be running in the opener tomorrow, but that seems to have changed overnight because he's disappeared on the cards now, and he's in that. He's absolutely banging form at the minute. So I just, again, it seems a bit of an obvious choice. Last time there was a jockey with a claimer, £7 claimer. So we don't know who's riding him yet. Sam Twist and Davis has ridden him a couple of times. So it'd be interesting to see who actually gets to ride. Like I say, I don't think at the moment it's actually a jockey choice booked at the minute, but it wasn't last night. 325, bear with me. I think both races were quite, sort of on par, if you know what I mean. This one actually probably looks a tiny bit tougher, I'd say, just ever so slightly. And now I can't find him. Where's he gone? He's 7-2 now, so he's favourite at the moment. And it's the same jockey with a claimer again. Cillian Leonard. He's got £7 claimer. But again, course and distance, can't argue with it. Was he 1-2 and came second twice? So yeah, he's absolutely banging form there. And not only that, but like I say, the claimer jockey won on him last time. So you can't even sort of go, oh well, I'm not sure. It's it's a claimer jockey. It's not a big name jockey. So going into it, if you hadn't had that run and won, then you might have thought, well, don't know too much about that jockey, or like I say, he's a claimer. So maybe you might have gone against him because of lack of experience. But the fact that they won together on the 23rd of October, and at Cheltenham again, of course. So I think he's got everything ready there to go and get another win. Personally,
who trains that? Is that Dr. Newland?
It is, yes.
Yeah. He's got some good form over Cheltenham. So you can't underestimate him.
No, exactly. You know what I mean? As you say, Jamie, he might not be sort of one of the glamour 5 type things. You know what I mean? But he certainly does have a few decent ones here and there, doesn't he? You know what I mean? He might not have the full arsenal that you like your Nichols and your Mullins and whatnot have got. But it's like you say, still underestimate a few of them, at your peril,
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, all right. Well, time is swiftly flying by, lads. So come on in, Jamie. Let's see who you fancy.
Okay, for Friday for Cheltenham selection, I've gone for the 405 novice handicap hurdle, class 3, 2 miles, 87 yards, and the each way option is for Panic Attack. He's Willie Mullins. One is bumper at Market Raisin, then went on to the sales and got moved and got bought by David Pipe. He went and ran in the champion bumper and finished 18th at Cheltenham. But then over hurdles, he's transformed his form totally. He's won at Uttoxeter on his second run and winning by 4.5 lengths against Flat White. He'll like cutting the ground, and he should improve back at Cheltenham, and especially with with soft conditions. And I think jumping over hurdles will improve him instead of like running on the national hunt flat. So he's I looked at the price 8-1 for each way.
Do you think, Jamie, that do you think that obviously having that run in the bumper and having a spin round Cheltenham, do you think that might sort of prepare him a bit better this time round?
Yeah, I think it'll give him a bit more, knows to track well. Obviously, horses, we're all mammals as well. Always remember where we're running. So it will remember.
That was quite disappointing, wasn't it, in the bumper, really? I think, I know myself and Sean, were mightily impressed with the run at Market Raisin. And we were quite sort of sweet on him, weren't we, Sean, for that
very
bumper?
much so.
And it was a bit disappointing, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think for some reason, I think horses like something to jump over, like something in front of them. So I would imagine they've done a lot of schooling, when they've brought him back to the schooling grounds and done a lot of schooling over hurdles, and then all of a sudden he's just clicked and just improved, and he's just turned a corner.
Yeah, he's enjoying it now.
And you cannot underestimate David Pipe, especially with his dad as well, Martin Pipe, and you've got the jockey of Tom Scudamore, who you know, he was a very good jockey. So you can't grumble really. So I think he'll give a good run out anyway for that one. And then for my second, I'm going to stick with this horse because I selected him a couple of weeks ago when he ran over Cheltenham in the 150, 1 mile, 7 furlongs, 199 yards, and it's on the slope. He'd be ridden by Richard Johnson this time. I think he will improve his last run where he was 5th behind Rouge Vif. I think he will strengthen up for the race. He will come on from that as well, and he should jump well over Cheltenham. He's won twice over Kempton, so the jockey booking for me is a positive one. And if he wins, it will boost Rouge Vif's form even, and also with Sean's horse. If it wins, it will boost up Rouge Vif form. So for me, I know it's a short odds at 7-2, but I will do it as an each way selection for that one. So on the slopes for me for the 150.
Okay, mate. All right, fair enough. Well, that's a couple of selections then from each of us. You got a couple on Friday for me and Sean, and a couple for the Saturdays. The other boys there, Jamie and Mark, you've got a couple for Friday. But we're massive fans, so I'm sure there'll be some few other likes over the next couple of days, and there's no doubt about that. I should imagine, is there, lads?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
There's a couple.
Absolutely. Okay, all right. Well, there you go. Like I say, a couple of selections from all of us, and so keep an eye out for a couple more selections. So we'll try and get them up on Twitter. All right, then, guys.
Okay. See you soon.
See you again next time.
See you later.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.